Welcome to today's show where Angus the Monkey is going to do post-scientific. Angus the Monkey, can you tell me please why you think the world is in a post-scientific state? As I thought today, for the very first time, I've brought along a very special friend today. And it's, well, please, I want you to give a big, outstanding person this. This person is a polymath. I brought this person as Polymath along today to make a great contribution about science. I thought we should do that. What? Philosophy of science. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to say a big, happy welcome to Professor Puffy the Puffin.
Hello, my name is Professor Puffy the Puffin, and I've come here today to sell you a book all about philosophy. What couldn't you want more than that? Philosophy of science. The book is about thinking in threeness. It's called Thinking on the Theory of Threeness. For goodness sake, who could not think on the theory of threeness? I know, but the very, very thing. Past, present, and future. Try and say that's not three. Say it's not three. Go on. It's a theory of threeness. It's been done in the past. It's being marketed in the present. And it will be sold as a academically, scholastically edited tome, edited by the famous Platonic philosopher Dr. Robin Charles, and she will definitely edit it to a high standard. She's my collaborator in this. She definitely is. Professor Puffy the Puffin is a very, very happy puffin to have such wonderful scholastic and academic. No. This is the results of about 30 years of research. 30 years of grubbing about in all these fanciful textbooks on quantum physics and cosmology and astronomy and particle physics and sociology and psychology and biology and physics and more physics and harmonic continuum theories and special atomic theories called, what was it called? That atomic theory was called, something to do with harmony and harmony of the spheres, empathy, empathic, harmonic, sympathetic resonance. It's almost magic in fact. It's even got its own arithmetic. Brand new arithmetic. And you know what about this particular arithmetic? Is it solves a problem that everybody says could never be solved. A problem, think about it. A problem that thousands of scientists have said could never be solved. But it can, my goodness, it can. Think of things like in threeness and stuff. Well, if this threeness works out the way I'm saying it works out, and you'll have to read this book to check it for yourself, if you can refute it, it's gone, it's useless if you can refute it. But if you can't refute things like past, present and future, with something else called Shazam or something like that you got off your iPhone. Think about this and therefore, if this threeness thing works out and you get a simple transaction in this cosmos, if something goes from A to B, right, we got that. Something goes from A to B. And how does it get from A to B? It goes through a common medium called C. Like if you're driving from your house to McDonald's, you're driving down the road to see Uncle Ronald in his wee hamburger store, aren't you? So that's A to B through a common C. And that common C connecting road is the middle. Now, there's only one other thing that stands in your way. It's either a drunk on the road in the middle of Kirkcaldy or it's the traffic lights. But it's A to B through a common C with the intersection. The thing that could stop you getting to your McDonald's on time is the traffic lights. Maybe a police breathalyzer unit or some other intersection that you couldn't even think about. Like, I don't know, like a boy racer hanging from a tree or something like that after he's overtaken in a blind summer. These are the things that get in the way You got A to B. You're going off to McDonald's for A. You're arriving at McDonald's in a B, and you're going through this common road called a C. C for common, you know what I'm saying? And in the middle is D. Is a dangerous driver or a policeman or something like that that's going to stop you. That's intersection, unexpected as it is. That's called modal logic. It's a modal logic. Anyway, so if things work out like that, there are only technically, let's do it, just face yourself with the arithmetic of it. You'll have to check it out for yourself. But there's only 729 ways in the universe that can happen. Only 729 ever. There can only ever be 729 A to B through a common C with the intersection of 1D at time 2. Because you set off at time 1, right? So at time 1 everything looks good, eh? But when you get to McDonald's, your things have gone by, things have happened by the time you get there. So that's time 2 at McDonald's, eh? So time A, there's 27 possibilities when you're setting out from the house. But by the time you arrive at McDonald's to order up your takeaway, you've gone 729 possibilities. There can only ever in the whole universe be 729 of those. 729 possibilities. And if that's the case, if there's only ever 729 possibilities, there can never be something like the halting problem. Ever. No halting problem. Our friend Turing, who said that if a computer is saying to itself, how am I going to get to McDonald's? The computer will never work it out. Turing says the computer can never get to McDonald's. The computer can't drive you from here to McDonald's because it couldn't work it out for himself. Computer can't work. That's called the halting problem. It says, how am I going to do this? What if there's a traffic light? What if there's a yobbo? What happens if there's a cat on the road, a fox on the road, a deer on the road? What happens if there's some other kind of deer on the road? What happens if there's a dangerous driver on the road? 2 dangerous drivers on the road? What happens if there's a detour? What happens? Etc, etc. And basically, a computer has an infinite number of possibilities. It has to stop there and think about it because it can't get there. Now, what if there's only 729? Now, that's not infinity, is it? 729 can work with that. Computer can work with 729 possibilities. Fact. It's like, and how can this be in the natural world, you say to yourself, that can it possibly be that sort of solution to simple solution to a problem thousands of scientists have said can be solved? Thousands of scientists have said you can't solve this problem. But Professor Puffy the Puffin has got the answer. You see, everything, look around you, just have it in your own wee room there. Have a look around. What do you see? You see lots of objects in your room, eh? Objects and objects. And they're all made up of only about 180 atoms. Maybe max 200 with a give or take a few. Whatever. There's only, say, 200 atoms that make up everything you can see or could expect to see in this universe. There's atoms. If we start to work out our relationships in terms of atomic transactions and transactions like that, supposing we could model these transactions. Anyway, that's another thing later on, eh? But you definitely can model these transactions. And at the end of the day, pal, 729 possibilities, not an infinity. And that means that say bye-bye to half-daft computers and say hello to an end of the factories in this world. Name your factories. Name your clocking on and clocking off at bottling plants and all that. Because the machines can do it. The machines can work out how to do it for themselves. If the machines get a problem, they don't have to come and talk to a supervisor. They can do it themselves. That's the end of the halting problem. It's the end of that cul-de-sac, that dark ages cul-de-sac, where machines can't do anything without help. Now, these machines can be independent thinkers. Mind you, that might not be a very good idea, come to think about it, because they might think that some of us are, shall we say, extraneous to requirements, shall we say. I think they made a film about that, didn't they? Something to do with a guy from Austria going on about he'll be back at some point in his life. I'm not sure when he did, but maybe he went back in time. I've no idea what he did, but at the end of the day, you know, you maybe didn't want to give them stuff as sophisticated as that, but at the end of the day, they probably already got it. Let's be honest.
if they're working with them aliens out there, they've probably already got stuff like this anyway. So this is just for you and me working out how to get to McDonald's in our electronic car. Because as we're kind of off the road, we're drunk or we're all too old to drive, we get in our machine-like car. A machine-like car's got to work out with these contingencies. So if something happens, the machine will know what to do, put in reverse and do a U-E, and then beat these other cars at that roundabout so we can get up the other road. Basically, that's it. You know what I mean? Get what I say? Our car's got to know how to do that. And you can't do it at the moment because it's got this Turing thing, halting problem, whatever it is. But, you know, we can get to McDonald's tonight. There's no doubt at all. Get a cup of coffee. Apparently the hamburgers are supposed to be made of real beef. Well, I don't know, but I never touched them myself really. But end of the day, we can get to where we want to go, whether it's the coffee, whether it's to Walmart for our food or shopping or whatever. We can get there because we didn't have to halt. Our machines can take it on from there. Our machines can work the factories without us. They can do the agriculture and the mining. In fact, our machines can just help us out. And then no more dark satanic mills for mankind.